6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. Another year has dawned with renewed expectations. The President says in his New Year message that collective responsibility is crucial to rebuilding the nation. The Prime Minister urges everyone to work together with dedication for a prosperous future. Coconut production to increase by 1,000 million nuts in 3 years. Minister Nimal Siripal de Silva says the government plans to increase the port income to 100 billion rupees, the airport income to 60 billion rupees too in 2024. Fuel prices revised. Government revenue surpassed 3 trillion rupees in 2023. Trade account narrows to $390 million in November 2023. Exports record year-on-year growth for the first time since September 2022. In news overseas, a major shrine in Tokyo crowded with worshippers on New Year's Day. In sports news, Ananda College Juniors reign supreme in the pool. Another new year has dawned with renewed expectations. World countries celebrated the dawn of the new year last night in a grand scale. Sri Lankans also celebrated the dawn of this year 2024 in an impressive manner amidst many challenges. Firecrackers and other entertainment were seen last night in the streets of Colombo. President Ranil Wickremesinghe released a special greeting message in view of the new year. The President said, "As we step into the year 2024, we find ourselves facing both challenges and the prospect of revitalizing the beloved nation. While each of us holds myriad personal aspirations, the realization of these goals is intrinsically tied to the resurgence of the country from its current state of crisis." Through the unwavering commitment of all the citizens and their resilience throughout the past year, we achieved a foundational success in saving the country from financial distress. However, in order to achieve economic stability, we must continue to forge ahead in this demanding path, one that is not adorned with flowers but presents formidable challenges. The Prime Minister, Dinesh Gunawardena, in his New Year greeting message said that necessary measures have been taken in this year's budget to launch the government's program to create a country with new hopes. Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena said. In line with last year, the Premier urged all to work together with dedication for a prosperous future in a disciplined and democratic society by helping to implement the challenging program of creating a new era in all economic, political, social and cultural fields. In this new year, the Prime Minister recognizes with gratitude the challenging work done by the farmers in the face of the food and economic crisis faced by the country last year. Meanwhile, the opposition leader Sajith Premadasa said in his message that the year 2024 is a crucial year for all Sri Lankans as there are several elections slated to happen which could decide the future path of the country. Therefore, the opposition leader requests everyone to come together to fulfill the national aspirations while peacefully enjoying the fruits of the achievements the country has achieved so far and protecting democracy. We wish our dear listeners a happy and prosperous New Year. Government revenue has surpassed 3 trillion rupees in 2023 for the first time in the history of the country. The government managed to earn 3,115 billion rupees in 2023, the President's Office of State Revenue Unit Director General M.G. Gunasiri said. He said this is the first time that the total revenue of the government has exceeded 3 trillion rupees. In addition to this, the Director General also said that the government's tax revenues have been able to meet the expenses other than the interest expenses from the government's day-to-day recurring expenses. Accordingly, after 2.5 decades, it has been possible to record a balance in the primary account of 52 billion rupees. He said the government earned 2,752 billion rupees as tax revenue and 363 billion rupees as non-tax and principal income. A breakdown of the income shows that the Inland Revenue Department had collected 1,550 billion rupees, the Sri Lanka Customs 970 billion rupees, and the Excise Department netted 170 billion rupees. The increase in revenue earned by the Motor Traffic Department, the Immigration and Immigration Department too contributed to the increase in the overall income. In 2022, the total revenue of the government has been recorded as 2,013 billion rupees. Of this, 1,751 billion rupees is tax revenue. The remaining amount of 262 billion rupees is the money received as non-tax grants. The Director General explained that while the government's revenue has increased, the government's expenditure has also increased to 5,252 rupees in billion in 2023. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Ports, Shipping and Aviation Services Minister, Nimal Siripad De Silva, emphasises that the revenue of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority and the Airport and Aviation Company, which are two of the country's main revenue-generating institutions, will increase to 100 billion rupees and 60 billion rupees this year. The minister said these facts in a discussion held to announce targets to the officers about the development work of the ministry for 2024. The minister said that the Sri Lanka Ports Authority earned 70 billion rupees and the Airport Company earned 47 billion rupees in 2023, and said that it is his goal to increase the income of these two institutions by 50 billion rupees in 2024. Accordingly, it is currently planned to start operations at the Eastern Terminal in June to increase the container operation capacity of the port. Minister De Silva emphasized that since 8 new air services are scheduled to arrive at the Katunayake Airport in 2024, the terminal will be modernized at a cost of 8 billion rupees to reduce the passenger traffic in the existing terminal. The Agriculture and Plantation Industries Minister Mahinda Amaraveera said a special program has been initiated to increase the local coconut production to 1,000 million coconuts in the next 3 years. The minister said this while participating in a program to distribute free coconut saplings to 100 farming families in Suryaveva, Viharagala in the village. Under the special coconut cultivation program in the Hambantota district, 50,000 coconut plants have been distributed free. The annual production of coconuts in the country is 3,600 million nuts, of which 1,800 million nuts are used for annual consumption. There is a need for another 600 million nuts for industries, and to cover this gap, the amount of coconuts obtained from one tree should be increased by at least 2 nuts. The Ceylon Petroleum Corporation (CPETCO) announces that fuel prices will be revised with effect from 5 a.m. today, the 1st of January. Accordingly, petrol octane 92 will be increased by 20 rupees to 366 rupees per litre, while petrol octane 95 is increased by 38 rupees to 464 rupees per litre. Auto diesel has been increased by 29 rupees to 358 rupees and super diesel by 41 rupees to 475 rupees. Meanwhile, the price of kerosene has been reduced by 11 rupees to 236 rupees per litre. Once again, the revised fuel prices: petrol 92 octane 366 rupees, petrol 95 octane 464 rupees, auto diesel 358 rupees, super diesel 475 rupees, kerosene 236 rupees. The official ceremony of commencing work in the new year will be held in all government institutions and ministries this morning. A relevant circular has been issued in this regard. Accordingly, these ceremonies will be held with reciting the government charter and the declaration under the patronage of secretaries, provincial chief secretaries, department heads and statutory board heads. The main function will be held at the Presidential Secretariat under the patronage of the President Ranil Wickremesinghe. In parallel to this event, similar functions will be held at the same time at district and provincial levels.
The main news story is brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
Government revenue has surpassed 3 trillion rupees in 2023 for the first time in the history of the country. The government managed to earn 3,115 billion rupees in 2023, the President's Office State Revenues Unit Director General M.J. Gunasiri said.
The main news story was brought to you by Sinhala Mahatmya.
This is Watchlight.
The National Dengue Control Unit NDCU announces that the average number of daily dengue cases detected in the country has increased to 335 last month. A total of 8,728 dengue patients have been reported in the last 25 days, the NDCU said. Altogether, 85,216 cases had been reported from the 1st of January to the 25th of December 2023, they say. Most of the dengue cases are reported from the Western Province.
Coming up, World News.
In world news headlines, Putin reiterates resolve to continue invasion of Ukraine in New Year's address. Major shrine in Tokyo crowded with worshippers on New Year's Day. DR Congo President Tshisekedi re-elected. Russian President Vladimir Putin has reiterated his resolve to continue the invasion of Ukraine in his New Year's address. Putin gave his annual televised speech to the people on Sunday, New Year's Eve. Putin hailed Russian soldiers fighting in Ukraine as heroes. He said Russians will never retreat because there is no force that can divide Russia to prevent its development. Worshippers packed the grounds of a major Shinto shrine in central Tokyo in the wee hours of Monday, New Year's Day, to summon good luck their way in 2024. People began to line up along the approach to Meiji Jingu in Shibuya Ward late at night on Sunday, New Year's Eve. They later slowly proceeded to the main hall, guided by the police. When a drum was pounded at midnight to signal the arrival of the new year, the visitors started to throw monetary offerings into a wide fenced-in area and made their wishes. Incumbent President Felix Tshisekedi of the Democratic Republic of Congo has been declared the winner of the December 20th presidential election. The country's election commission announced on Sunday that Tshisekedi won about 73% of the vote to be re-elected for a second term. This Central African country is known for its reserves of cobalt, an essential mineral for electric vehicle batteries. But many people live in poverty, and clashes with armed groups continue in the eastern part of the country. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. Putin reiterates resolve to continue invasion of Ukraine in New Year's address. Major shrine in Tokyo crowded with worshippers on New Year's Day. DR Congo President Tshisekedi re-elected.
Moving on with sports news.
The Ananda College junior swimming team secured the junior national title at the Sri Lanka Swimming Short Course Swimming National Championship, which concluded on Saturday night at the Hillwood College swimming pool in Kandy. Led by the outstanding performance of record breaker Mihik Eknaligoda, the Anandians emerged victorious, outshining favourites and last year's champions St. Joseph's College, Colombo. Ananda College accumulated an impressive 195 points, leaving St. Joseph with 147 points, while the Asian International School secured the third position with 107 points. And now in development news. For the first time after nearly 4 years, Sri Lanka tourism has achieved an arrival target of 1.5 million for the year ending 2023. Both the Tourism Minister Harin Fernando and the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau's Chairman Charlika Gajabahu said that this was the target set for 2023. India became the #1 source of destination for Sri Lanka, followed by Russia and the UK, while the cruise tourism segment also attracted a huge number of arrivals to Colombo, Hambantota and Trincomalee last year.
On the first day of the new year 2024, when you make your first deposit in any SPE, you will receive a token gift. May this new year bring you happiness, joy, and abundance of savings. National Savings Bank.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Ceylon Bank announced the success of its team at the recently concluded National Sales Congress Awards NSA 2023, organized by the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing SLIM. The bank's commitment to fostering a culture of sales excellence has once again propelled Ceylon Bank to the forefront, making it the highest awarded bank at this prestigious event. In a showcase of dedication and outstanding performance, 7 Ceylon Bank team members clinched top honors at the NSA 2023. Their remarkable contribution not only underscores the individual brilliance of each award recipient, but also reflects the collective strength of Ceylon Bank's sales team, solidifying the bank's position as an industry leader.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
On the first day of the new year 2024, when you make your first deposit in any SPE, you will receive a token gift. May this new year bring you happiness, joy, and abundance of savings. National Savings Bank.
And now in economic news, the trade deficit narrowed in November 2023 compared to a year earlier and October 2023 as a combined impact of an improvement in exports and a compression in imports. Exports recorded a year-on-year growth for the first time since September 2022. The deficit in the merchandise trade account narrowed to $390 million in November 2023 compared to the deficit of $449 million recorded in November 2022, as well as $683 million recorded in October 2023.
Weather report.
The Met Department says showers or thundershowers will occur at times in the Uva and southern provinces and in the Ampara and Batticaloa districts. Several spells of showers will occur in the North Central province and in the Trincomalee district. A few showers are likely in the northern province. Showers or thundershowers may occur at several places elsewhere in the island after 2 p.m. Heavy showers above 100 millimeters are likely at some places in the western, Sabaragamuwa, southern, central and Uva provinces. Fairly strong winds above 30 to 35 kilometers per hour can be expected at times in the northern, northwestern and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamuwa and central provinces during the morning. The public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize the damages caused by temporary localized strong winds and lightning during the thunder showers. This weather report was issued at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. That was the weather report, and now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. Another year has dawned with renewed expectations. The President says in his New Year message that collective responsibility is crucial to rebuilding the nation. The Prime Minister urges everyone to work together with dedication for a prosperous future. Coconut production to increase by 1,000 million nuts in 3 years. Minister Nimal Siripal de Silva says the government plans to increase the port income to 100 billion rupees and the airport income to 60 billion rupees in 2024. Fuel prices revised. Government revenue surpassed 3 trillion rupees in 2023. Trade account narrows to $390 million in November 2023. Exports record year-on-year growth for the first time since September 2022. In news overseas, a major shrine in Tokyo crowded with worshippers on New Year's Day. In sports news, Ananda College Juniors reign supreme in the pool. That concludes this first bulletin of news for the year 2024. And before I hand over to Sharifa Tahir, let me take this opportunity to wish our dear listeners out there a very happy and a prosperous New Year 2024. And of course, to you as well, Sharifa Tahir on the other side. He is wishing you a very happy New Year, Shari. All the best to you. And I can see you are all dressed up and decked for the New Year with prosperity shimmering in hues of indigo, green, pink, purple and a myriad of colors. Over to you, Sharifa.